Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This is for Monday the 7th of February going through until Sunday the 13th of February 2022. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to go through each day this week to see what relationships the planets form with one another, what energy that brings up and how you can use that to your advantage. And this looks like an amazing week. It looks straightforward. You feel grounded, you feel practical. You're going to get a lot done this week. And it's really interesting because Monday the 7th until Friday the 11th of February, you're going to be incredibly productive. And that energy then flips at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and you're going to be very uninterested in work. You'll want to relax and to chill a little bit and to recharge your batteries. So I think the important thing to look at this week is to, one, pick your moments and to pace yourself as well. So try and get things done during the working week, I would say, but also treat it as a marathon and not as a sprint. Don't try and get everything resolved Monday, Tuesday, so that by the time Wednesday comes along, you're on the floor going, like try and keep it going all week and then use the weekend to decompress and to recharge, because every day is really, really an opportunity to sort things out. So let's have a look at each day this week and see what's happening. So on Monday, the 7th of February, we've got the moon in Taurus and that conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So conjunction is when two planets sit on top of one another and they blend their energies together. The Taurus moon gives you a real affinity for work and anything to do with the physical, practical world, the way things look, your security, your surrounding, your career, your money, your environment. Uranus in Taurus is about change, and it's kind of like lightning strikes. It's inspiration and it's something different. So you feel comfortable with things changing, you want them to change. The Taurus moon then squares Saturn in Aquarius. So you're not so focused on maintaining the status quo or following the rules. You're more interested in change, and change is a sign of freedom and productivity and making progress in the right direction. So anything that says no, you can't, or that attempts to shut you down or block you off, you're not going to tolerate that very well, nor should you. The Taurus moon also trines Venus and Mars in Capricorn. That's really interesting because the moon in Taurus is a fixed earth sign. So both your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Capricorn is the sign of the worker, also an earth sign, and it's very much about getting to the top. So both are concerned with the physical, practical world and what you can do to affect change. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity. It's also the feminine principle. And Mars is ambition and drive and getting things done and asserting yourself. And it's the masculine principle. The feminine principle, masculine principle, male, female principle. I think you know what I mean. They represent the archetype of what it is to be male and female. And like in the tarot, the Empress and the Emperor, when you put those together, you get new life, you get new beginnings, right? So in the real world, it would be a child. In the tarot, it's the Fool. It's the first card of the major arcana with a 0 on top of it. And it has nothing to do with being foolish. It's that sense of something new has been created and it has its own journey and its own life to live. And it exists as an independent unit as a result of what the parents have done. So with Venus and Mars in Capricorn, the planets are giving you this unbelievable focus on the real world and how you can birth something new in it. Whether it is starting a family or a business or changing your environment, you're really able to look at that and say, how can I give birth to this new future that I want? And then it sextiles the Taurus moon, that is, it sextiles Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is the lucky planet and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, which has to do with the other side and spirituality and what could be. And that maximizes your ability to tap into your imagination and to visualize your future and to really feel what it is you want. And all of this vision and insight and practical know-how enables you to really take super practical action, which is going to put you in a better position as a result. So you're hands-on and ready to work on Monday. The only downside is I think you may find yourself at odds with a colleague. This is Saturn in Aquarius influence. So at odds with a colleague, a policy, or some sort of guideline that complicates matters and slows your progress. So because of that, working on your own is going to yield great results. And also working on what you want to manifest in future is a good idea. So the law of attraction, vision boards, manifestation. Venus and Mars in Capricorn is a very productive time, and I really feel that the productivity and the amazingness of the first 5 days of this week kind of hinge on this energy. It's still available over the weekend, but there's a Cancer moon on Saturday, Sunday, so that kind of it reduces the influence of Venus and Mars to a certain extent, but you can still force yourself. So if you absolutely have to work at the weekend, you can, but it's not going to feel as natural as it does earlier in the week. Yeah, I'm not saying something about this. I think it's really just an unbelievable opportunity to create a new beginning for yourself. And I want to underline and emphasize that, because if you've been considering that for a while, you've been afraid, or you thought, I don't have time, or why bother, or anything that's held you back, maybe you felt I'm not good enough. Both these planets are saying, if you work at this, if you overcome your fears, and if you make this effort, it's really going to work in your favor for a long, long, long time. So please jump on this opportunity. Sprint towards it. Don't even run. On Tuesday, the 8th of February, we've got the Taurus moon forming a square with the Sun and Saturn in Aquarius. So that's interesting, because if I'm looking at your birth chart, right, in a personal reading, your rising sign is your default setting. It's what comes naturally, and it's how you react. And the Sun is what you're striving to become. It's what empowers you and makes you feel alive. So the Sun on Tuesday is in Aquarius. So you have an affinity with the rules. Saturn is structure and not society as such, but I would say the rules generated by society. And the Taurus moon squares the Sun and Saturn in Aquarius. So I get the sense that you feel very much like a part of something bigger, and that if you want to make change happen, other people will help you. Legal things are your friend, and you can look at paperwork and physical change as something that's positive and that other people will support you with. The Taurus moon then also trines Mercury and Pluto, both in Capricorn, so Earth, Earth, Earth. You're thinking in a very grounded, practical way. Pluto encourages you to change your circumstances. And then we've also got a sextile with Neptune in Pisces. So Jupiter, the lucky planet, and Neptune, the water planet of dreams and intuition, they're both in Pisces at the moment. So the realms of the imagination are right there. They haven't been nearer in a long time. So if you're out of ideas, if you're like, ugh, everything is grey and blah, I don't like anything, then give yourself the chance to dream and to feel your feelings, and to maybe even indulge in like some sort of a fantasy, like a film that takes you on an adventure. That kind of thing really gets you back into your groove, or it gets things moving again. Mars in Capricorn trines Uranus and Taurus. Okay, so Mars in Capricorn, I really want to work and get things done. And Uranus in Taurus, I want things to change. So look at doing something Monday, Tuesday. If you're just kind of sitting around waiting, you'll get really bored and frustrated. So Tuesday, I think it's because of the Sun and Saturn in Aquarius connection, I think it's a fabulous day to deal with bureaucracy and to handle anything official, like passports, job applications, legal matters. The information is going to make sense to you. There's little room for error. So if you're talking to your lawyer, some days they'll just be writing everything down wrong, and some days they get it. And this is one of those days where they get it. And any strategies or plans that you come up with on Tuesday, they're going to have a lot of merit because they're structured well. Wednesday, the 9th of February, we've got the moon entering Gemini at 11:27 in the morning. So this to me feels like a second wind. We've had the moon in Taurus, like keep going, slog away. And the moon in Gemini, now things lighten a bit, and you're like, oh, I can breathe and I'm inspired and I still want to work, but I'm doing it in a kind of fun way now, which is great. The Gemini moon then squares Jupiter in Pisces, and it sextiles Chiron in Aries. So this is a super productive day, but this is lovely because the Gemini moon with Jupiter it's really like, oh, the dream. I can almost hear the angels sing. You know, it's right there. It's like, this is what things could be like. And Chiron in Aries says, hey, listen, your self-interest and your life is really of your own making. Show more interest in it and design it like a fashion designer would, so that you find it delightful and that you wake up every morning and you say, oh my God, I can't believe this is my life. And Wednesday offers that enthusiasm and that almost innocent optimism for what your life could be. And you know, we're not just innocent as children for no reason, okay? We need to remember that innocence and that ability to dream despite what the world says, because we can manifest it. So your inner child is having a party inside of you on Wednesday. That's probably why you get this surge of energy as well. It's a good moment on top of feeling a little bit more upbeat. Although I don't think Taurus is depressive either. I think it's just rigid in its approach. You freestyle a little bit more. So because you're more flexible and you're going with the flow and things don't bother you as much on Wednesday, and you have this productivity going on, I think it's a good day to come clean about a secret that you've hung on to for a long time and that's making you ill. Because if you have secrets from the people you love, it creates this invisible barrier between you and them. And whether the other people are psychic or not, most people pick up on that. They're like, they're not telling me something here. So if you want to get nearer and dearer to people you love, speak up. And with the moon in Gemini, you're able to express really complicated feelings in an easy to understand way. So you'll get your point across. That said, if you're a writer or an artist, these first 3 days here of the week are amazing because you can be incredibly productive and write some really quality stuff or paint some really quality work. On Tuesday, the 10th of February, we've got the moon in Gemini still. It now squares Neptune and Jupiter in Pisces. Oh, wow. That allows you to kind of tap into, wow, it's almost like mind reading. You really have access to the vibes other people give off. You can read them very well. You get a great sense of what other people's agendas are, what they want, what they're looking for, what is going on for them emotionally, and you'll get it. You know, like if you walk into a room and you're like, hey guys, how's it going? And you walk into the room and you feel the tension and you immediately clam up and go like, oh, okay. You can read the room incredibly well on Thursday. The Gemini moon then also trines Saturn in Aquarius. So there's still this affinity for, I'm part of the status quo. I am society. I'm the public. I am part of the human race and we make these laws and I'm part of that because I am a human being too. So you feel super included. It sextiles Chiron in Aries and it quincunxes Venus and Mars in Capricorn. Walk, walk, walk. So Thursday is pretty special because if you're working with other people in a role where you have any kind of influence whatsoever, it's the perfect day to present an idea that you want to action. Because you have such a good sense of the room and other people and what they're looking for, you're able to pitch something ideally. You know, if you go to like Paramount Pictures and stuff, and they're looking for like a buddy comedy, and you've written this terrible grieving story, they're not gonna buy it, right? But if you know what they're looking for, then you can provide it, and you're providing or easily able to understand what's required and how to provide it. So if you need the support of others in order to get the go-ahead on any type of venture project, this is the best day to present it and to get other people to commit and to back you up. Also, if you've thought of getting into teaching, but you don't know what to teach exactly, think about that again on Thursday. You'll get a specific idea, a specific subject that you can then go and teach. On Friday, the 11th of February, we've got the Gemini moon. We've got 3 days of Gemini moon. Gemini moon is It's optimistic, it's ideas and brainstorming and looking outside of the box and having fun with info and using it as a way to connect with other people and to create doors. So that's, the middle of the week here. Your perspective, the way you speak, the way you understand things, that will open doors for you. So please don't be shy. On Friday the 11th, the Gemini moon then squares Neptune in Pisces. It trines the sun in Aquarius and it quincunxes Pluto and Mercury in Capricorn. So I know what things should look like in my imagination. The world loves me and supports me. Everyone has my back. Okay. It's nice to feel it though, because then you can kind of be attracted to people who actually do have your back. So like attracts like in this case. It's super lucky. And then Pluto and Mercury, and I'm going to use my imagination and my great connections to change my life and to make it better. Mercury in Capricorn conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn. So you really have your finger on the pulse, and it's kind of the day, like if you go see a house on Friday the 11th, you'll know whether it's right for you or not. You just know it in your bones. If there's a change that comes across your desk, like, I don't know, a policy change or something suggested by the boss, you'll know whether that's a good move or not. You'll just know. So on Friday, it's another day where you can use your expertise to change the dynamic from the inside out. And what I mean by that is you belong. You're not an outsider looking in. You're already part of the company or the family or whatever. But you see things differently, and your contribution can change the whole dynamic of the group, which is pretty special, especially if some toxic behaviors have crept in. Certain groups develop horrible dynamics, and you can sort those out. So whether that's your family unit or a business you're a part of, you have the ability to change either the culture or the way something operates. So don't dismiss your ideas and think, oh, everyone knows this and this isn't something special. Your ideas will be genuinely helpful, especially as they apply to those aspects of your life. Saturday, the 12th of February, so we're starting to go into snooze mode now on the weekend, okay? And that's mainly because the moon is in Cancer. The moon rules Cancer, so it loves being in that placement. It's about the home and family, feeling connected, eating good food, getting a foot rub, petting the dog, eating some tacos. Wow, this is like my perfect weekend. It's also very intuitive, and I love the people I love, and I want harmony and good times. It opposes Mars and Venus in Capricorn. So the two worker bees are now on the other side of the chart, and the Cancer moon's like, no work, please. No, no, I don't want to work. It squares Chiron in Aries. Chiron in Aries is your self-interest. And Chiron in Aries says, listen, job people, I'm at the spa. I've got cucumbers on my eyes. I'm not doing anything. Back off, okay? Give me a break. It trines Jupiter in Pisces. I'm living in my own fantasy world. Can see pink elephants running across the sky, and it sextiles Uranus and Taurus. I don't want to be productive. I want change. I want to see something new. Okay? So yeah, if you can help it, don't make Saturday the most important work day of your week. You're not going to be feeling it at all. You can still do it if you have to, but you really have to exercise some self-discipline. And that is because on Saturday, things really cool off with your focus on work. And also you may just be exhausted from this super busy week you've had. I mean, you've been productive for a long time. I told you to treat it like a marathon, not a sprint. So you have, after a marathon, you're kind of tired. You need to rehydrate. All right. So don't feel bad about pampering yourself or indulging in some sort of a treat or adventure or something that seems frivolous. It's not frivolous. You deserve a break, okay? It'll be good for you to rest and to recharge your batteries. And finally, on Sunday, the 13th of February, we've got the Cancer moon. Okay, so still Cancer moon opposing Venus and Pluto now in Capricorn. So the Cancer moon says, okay, listen, I'm feeling my feelings here and I'm watching some Netflix. So spare me with the good ideas, thank you. And I really don't want to change anything today. I just want the door to be closed and I don't want to be disturbed. And I mean, you don't have to be productive every day. You know, there's nothing to feel guilty about. It trines Neptune and Pisces, so really your imagination is trying to tell you something. So maybe you should stop a little bit, yes. So you've received the messages. And it quincunxes Saturn in Aquarius and the Sun in Aquarius. Oh, so you do still feel like a sense of connection with society and the world at large and the rules. So even though you're not wanting to work, you're still going to feel like you're a part of something. You've got that imagination. You can see what you'd like it to be. And maybe what changes you can make in future because of the way they make you feel. Okay, so let's say I'm watching, I don't know, Boris Johnson on television, the Prime Minister of the UK. Okay, so I'm watching him and I have some sort of emotional response. Either he's the greatest or he's the worst. Right? Or no, that's not an emotional response, that's a judgment. Emotional response would be, oh, this is making me feel horrible and anxious about the future of this country or whatever. And you have to have that feeling first. You've got to have an emotional response first before you then do anything about it, right? Like if you don't have an emotional response, you see Boris Johnson, you're like, I don't care, whatever, and you go on and make yourself lunch, then it's in one ear and out the other. But if it makes you feel horrible or elated or whatever, then that is enough fuel for you to do something about it later on. So if you think that is the worst thing that's ever happened, then you can become politically active and you know, promote some other party with some other leader. Wow, that was a long-winded way of saying that, sorry. Okay. So you feel part of it. Yes, so you can do something about what's going on in the public sphere. Plus, earlier in the week, I said you can change things from the inside out. So if you are part of something, the influence continues on Sunday, and you can kind of make suggestions that genuinely will transform an organization or community or group of people. That's been a theme here. So you're the good guy, you know, soothing the mob. You know, like if there are 20 people standing somewhere and someone like riles them up and gets them all angry and everyone starts waving pitchforks and torches and stuff and they go into mob mentality, you can be the voice of reasons, the one person among those 19 other people, and say, hey, listen, actually, we're not a hate mob here. We don't do this kind of thing. Calm down, guys. And that's the talent you've got this week, to influence other people. And in that case, with a mob, I mean, your influence averts some serious trouble. So you have a lot more influence than you realize. So overall on Sunday, please, if that opportunity arises, do use your influence for good. Work and effort are still a big no-no though, overall on Sunday. And this is the second day of the weekend where you'll be much more interested in watching TV, chatting to your friends, using your imagination, doing flower arrangements, playing video games, anything. You'll not be interested in the chores and the practical concerns of your life and like, It's fun time, it's relaxation time, and use that and enjoy. Okay, so that's what I get for you this week. I hope you have a lovely time. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Once you're on the website, scroll down a little bit until you get to the book your readings button. Click on that to order your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use the astrology, I use the tarot and numerology. I combine all of them. And when I draw up your birth chart, like I mentioned the ascendant and the sun first, right? I have your rising sign the moment you were born, the sign of the zodiac that was just coming up over the horizon at that moment. Your sun, your moon, what placement, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, Pluto, Taurus. They all have a specific placement in your charts and they're all placed in different houses. So the planet is the energy. The sign the planet is in is how that energy is expressed, and the house is what area of your life that energy is expressed into. So Uranus and Aquarius in your 10th house of career is unique humanitarian content should be applied to your work that will be a success. In a nutshell. So if you want to know more about yourself or what's coming up in future, what your life purpose is, relationships, children, family, homes, communication, money, personal development, spiritual development, friendships, hopes and dreams, anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing week, and I'll speak to you next week. Check out the daily tarot videos as well, and the special videos I do on the new moons and the full moons. Those are special events. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.